Your phone keeps farting.
Does it really?
That's the sound it seems to be making. I mean, yeesh. What did you do? Feed it Taco Bell before the show started? Yeesh. Give her
No,
enough.
that we don't eat toxic smell in this household.
Oh, I don't know how an electronic digestive system works. Maybe it farts potpourri. I mean, anyway.
No, not this time.
Yeah. Welcome to High Class Geek News. I'm your friendly neighborhood geekazoid Evan Ransom. With me today is Pixie. A little bit later, hopefully, we'll be joined by the angry leprechaun that is John Little. Yep, sorry about that. I cut off there before you can go ahead. Go ahead, Pixie. Say hey.
All I said was, "Hey." That's it.
Ho, hey, ho. There, got the black out of the way. Before we get into the actual show tonight, we have news. Boy, do we have news. Earlier today, this morning, like we finished up roughly about 10:30, 10:40ish, we had recorded the first round of dialogue for the pilot episode of Grand.
Oh yes, the poof.
Give your
Sorry.
phone some X-Lax or something.
Oh, sorry.
We have recorded the two of the three principal leads for the pilot for Grand Guignol Son de la Macabre. Hopefully, we'll have that completely done, like edited, special features, everything by Valentine's Day. So I can send that out and be like, look, 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 we have a physical thing, we got sponsors. It will not be put up for public until May 26th. See what we can work out there. We might start a Patreon or something too. We never know. The idea isn't necessarily that we're going to get rich off of this thing so much as just that it can sustain itself financially. So, yeah. And also another project. This is when I first started at highclassgeek.com. One of the very first ideas that I had was what I described as the view for girls. We are really close to that finally being a reality. The view for geek girls is what I meant to say, and we're finally close to getting that reality. It's a podcast we're going to start called Girls Talking Nerdy. Hopefully, we'll start it sometime around about March or April. It'll be part of the whole High Class Geek media group. If you want to be involved in that, see if you can apply as either a regular on the series, one of the core people on the series, or just like as a special guest once in a while. Say you have a specialty in something. You can contact them at hold on, girlstalkingnerdy.com, girlstalkingnerdy@gmail.com if you want to send an email directly, or also admin@girlstalkingnerdy.com. Either one of those will send it to the same email address. So you'll want to talk to Madison, who is the main headliner for that one. She just talk to her, and you guys can set something up. And we also got a co-star for Cineplex 13 podcast, a horror movie podcast featuring the Reverend Jinx Midnight. As for our video series, if we have any news on that, we'll have to wait till John gets here because that's his thing. I don't know what's going on my own website. I just run the bloody thing.
Yeah. Maybe you should know a little more.
Well, in my defense, that hasn't actually tied to the website yet. He's still in pre-production last time I checked. I am in production because the good thing about doing a podcast is I don't have to worry about makeup and lots of preparation and getting the sets done. So, ha.
Haha.
Tonight's episode, I ain't afraid of no girl. That's right. Our main story tonight is the gender swap of the cast of Ghostbusters for the reboot. This has led to lots of controversy, which leads us to the question, is this a problem because they're defiling a series by making all women, or is it more like you're just making it women for the sake of making it women, or is it that we just really don't have four funny guys like, you know, Bill Murray and company back when we had in the 80s?
Isn't Bill Murray like getting his hands dirty into this?
Getting his hands dirty, what do you mean?
Like, isn't he like being like kind of selective on who should be like in the movie? Because I remember reading that somewhere that he's really like adamant that they pick the right girls for this movie.
Uh, I don't know. His involvement with Ghostbusters ever since Ghostbusters 2 has been kind of weird. He's been kind of a perfectionist of it, which is why Ghostbusters 3 wasn't even made while Harold Ramis was still alive. But
Yeah.
it's like he doesn't care enough to make it move forward, but he cares too much to okay anything that's done.
Well, I
So
mean, in a way, yes, Bill Murray has many legacies, but Ghostbusters is one of his biggest ones. So I can understand if he wants to make sure that they don't fuck it up by putting some bad, actors and actresses in it.
well, our actresses in this case are Kristen Wiig, Melissa McCarthy, Kate McKinnon, and Leslie Jones, which are four of the biggest female names in comedy right now.
I don't I don't mind Kate McKinnon because she's been nailing it on SNL. Like a lot of her parodies are awesome.
Isn't Leslie Jones also like an SNL member, or I don't
I
watch
think
SNL, so I'm not 100% sure.
so. I think so. I don't watch enough of it, but I've seen enough Kate McKinnon stuff. But Melissa McCarthy, yeah, she's funny, but I think she's overused.
Yeah.
Um,
And she
and
plays the same character over and over again.
yeah, and Kristen Wiig, yeah, she's funny, but she was funny on SNL. I didn't really like her outside of SNL.
Well, it should be noted that the Skeleton Twins, I think it was called, was not a comedy.
I never saw that actually.
Yeah, well, that was their drama about her and I forget the other guy, another SNL alum, basically playing suicidal siblings and kind of getting through their troubles with mutual misery or something like that. I wish I could say I did see it. I've heard nothing bad about it, but it's not a comedy, which
Yeah.
honestly, in my opinion, kind of helps in her favor. I mean, what was that movie she did? Bridesmaids. I didn't like Bridesmaids, but it wasn't because it wasn't funny. I just didn't like the message it had at the end.
Yeah.
If
I,
things are going wrong in your life, clearly every single bit of it is your fault, even the parts that aren't. Oh, and this
yeah.
horrible person who really was sabotaging you the whole time, we'll reward them. Nothing bad will happen to them.
I don't know. I'm curious to see, I mean, I'd go see a all-cast female Ghostbusters movie because it's Ghostbusters, and I love Ghostbusters, but
Uh, for right
I
now,
just,
I
I'm so
think
hesitant on movies
yeah, for right now,
recently.
this thing does have the stench of we went all female to go all female. If it was a case of we auditioned these girls and we were just auditioning anybody to see who'd be funny who could play roles of this variety, and the women came out on top, I think I'd be okay. But it really
Yeah,
does look like they're just trying to recreate the first cast, but with women.
yeah. We'll see.
Yeah. In my mind, it's either make it a continuation where they say it's a franchise and this is the new franchise, or it just go full reboot.
Yeah.
I feel like this isn't quite full reboot, but I could be wrong. We won't know for sure until we watch it. Either way, I have a feeling Melissa McCarthy will be Danielle Stantz. Anyone interested in seeing it right now as it looks, it'll be July 22nd of 2016 is when the movie will be coming out. So you got a year and a half, folks. Just do this now. And with that, we kick off our first subject, as always, movies. Coming out in theaters this week, Jupiter Ascending, who is hilariously one of our stories later on, Shaun the Sheep the movie, or Shaun the Sheep movie, and the SpongeBob movie, Sponge Out of Water.
I'm trying to find someone of my friends who has kids so I can go see the SpongeBob movie.
Just go and watch it. I mean, no one looked at me funny when I went to see the Lego movie, and I had no one with me. I watched it by myself. And I do
I'm,
not regret that for a second.
I'm not a big going to movies by myself person.
Speaking of movies that use too much CG, coming out on home video, Dracula Untold.
I still need to see that.
Yeah, Ouija, however you pronounce it. John Wick, which was probably one of the best action movies of last year. The Best of Me. Whiplash, which basically is J.K. Simmons doing the 5-minute monologue from Glengarry Glen Ross, Alec Baldwin did, except for about 2 hours straight. And from what I hear, it's brilliant. The Disappearance of Eleanor Rigsby. No word on whether or not it has the Beatles song. The Overnighters, Startup Video Games the Movie. I should have looked it up. I didn't, but I think that's a documentary. ABCs of Death 2 and Dear White People. That's the name of the movie. That's not me making any kind of pleading or anything like that. In casting news, tell me, Pixie, did you see X-Men? Not Days of Future Past, but the one before it, First Class.
Honestly, I can't remember.
There's the first one that had Jennifer Lawrence as Mystique and the Young Beast, and Michael Fassbender making all geek girls' panties wet by being a young, handsome Magneto.
No, I did not.
Or let me put it this way: it's the one with Kevin Bacon.
No, I would remember Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, God, he's great as a villain. He was
like, not remember Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, well, there was another character in there, adaptation of a character from the comics, Moira McTaggart, except instead of her being the Irish scientist she was in the comics, she was an American CIA agent. I don't know how this works. I would point out how there was already a Moira McTaggart in X-Men The Last Stand who was an Irish scientist, except one, that was X-Men The Last Stand and it was shit, and two, the Days of Future Past thankfully erased that movie from continuity. So,
Days of Future Past was really good.
It was awesome. Best retcon in film history. We're going to take the two worst X-Men movies, completely negate one, and turn the other into a bad dream.
Well, that's one way of doing it.
Yeah. But I bring this character up because Rose Byrne, the actress who played Moira McTaggart, will be returning for Age of Apocalypse, the next X-Men installment, which will be taking place during the 80s, and has Sansa Stark as Jean Grey. I don't want to see her go Dark Phoenix. Speaking of hot British chicks, Emma Watson has been confirmed for the character to play the character Belle in the live-action Beauty and the Beast movie for Disney. No word if they're going to fix the biggest flaw of their animated Beauty and the Beast, which was that they turned the Beast into a human who was nowhere near as attractive as he was as a beast.
Agreed.
Despite those DSLs he was sporting. Seriously.
Now, is it going to be like the live TV thing, or is it going to be like straight to DVD, or is it going to go in movie theater?
Well, it's Emma Watson. You don't put Emma Watson on a straight to DVD feature.
That's true.
No, this is Disney's thing of taking their classic cartoon movies and making live action movies out of them. Like they did
like this thing that they were doing.
Well, they did it. They did it with Maleficent. They did it with Alice in Wonderland. This is them doing their Beauty and the Beast. Because they're not satisfied just ruining their classic movies with shitty straight-to-DVD sequels. They now need to do it that way. Though from what I heard, they're not doing a bad job. They're fun to watch as a curiosity.
I'm curious to see how they do Beast in it, though.
Like they get Kelsey Grammer and put him in a blue furry outfit.
That'd be awesome. I would totally go see that movie then.
Why'd you hire Kelsey Grammer? We needed somebody who matches Emma Watson's IQ. I could see those two getting along just based on conversations alone. Also, the rumor mill says that Disney is looking to cast something else. Indiana Jones. And guess who it looks like, once again, just a rumor, is their #1 pick.
The guy who's been doing it all along?
No, they're looking for a young Indiana Jones so he can still be fighting Nazis. So they're looking at Guardian of the Galaxy's Chris Pratt.
Oh, Chris Pratt. He's so adorable.
He's one of the two actors I would pick right now over Harrison Ford. The only reason I don't want Harrison Ford to come back for the main part of the movie is just because he's so old now, you can't have Indiana Jones in his prime anymore fighting Nazis like we love him doing. So I'm like, yeah, get a younger actor. And Chris Pratt, not my first choice because that's Nathan Fillion, but he's a good second.
I'm trying to think of him like in the Jones outfit, and I could see Chris Pratt pulling it off and actually looking like a real younger Jones. So I could see it working. We'll
Yeah.
see.
I mean, he'll be
As
no
long
Harrison Ford, but unlike a lot of hardcore fanboys, I learned a long time ago the character is greater than the actor who plays them. That's why we've had like 6 James Bonds and the franchise is doing fine.
yeah.
And if
No,
we,
as long as next Indiana Jones is better than Crystal Skull, I'm okay. That was a piece of crap.
that's not very difficult.
I'm just hoping it's better than that because it was awful.
I can literally pick any random episode of The Adventures of Young Indiana Jones. Even the worst one, I'm pretty sure it was better than Crystal Skull. I should check. I have them all. I don't think I've watched them all yet, though, but I've had them for years. Needless to say, that was before George Lucas was taken away from Indiana Jones, so instead of releasing them as they originally were on TV, he released them as DVD movies and took away the intros. But that said, though, I'm just saying, if I were to do new Indiana Jones, I'd have Harrison Ford sort of act as a narrator like he did for the Chronicles of Young Indiana Jones. Now that we actually have an older Harrison Ford to do it with.
You know he's going to make a cameo somewhere. He has to.
Well, it's not Indiana Jones if he's not in there somehow.
Exactly.
Also, new segment, what's been pushed forward, what's been pushed back, and these two things are both related. They have moved forward Mission Impossible 5, which has the same director as Jack Reacher, who worked for Tom Cruise in that movie, obviously. Originally, it was supposed to be released Christmas time, but it's been pushed forward to the last day of July this year, July 31st. Which switches the release date with Paramount's other movie they are going to come out, a CGI live-action hybrid called Monster Trucks, which was originally supposed to come out on the 31st of July, but it's being pushed back to Christmas. This means it isn't going to be competing with the new Star Wars movie, which is coming out around about that time, and that it also won't be competing with the new James Bond movie, which comes out November 6th.
I can see why they did that. Plus, it seems like a lot of movies that come around Christmas time should be directed towards kids because that's usually those do the best around Christmas time, like, especially on Christmas releases.
The family-friendly films do better in general just because it's something you can take the whole family to. So if it's safe for kids, a lot of people eventually at some point knock someone up or get knocked up. So you either sell tons of tickets because it's something you can ship the kids off to get away from them for a couple of hours, or because it's something you can watch with the kids so you can actually go out and enjoy your day for once. I clearly have no idea. There. I'm professional now. And so just family movies, in a general sense, do better than most films. Usually there's one or two for adult films on Christmas time for those who really just don't want to deal with their freaking brats and need to get as far away from the family as possible because they've had enough of them in the morning. But, yeah. I mean, it's a franchise. It's going to make its money. But it's not such a strong franchise that has a snowball's chance in hell against Star Wars or James Bond.
Not much is going to stand a chance against Star Wars, to be honest with you.
It's probably the highest grossing movie of 2015.
Oh, Jay's already knows that I'm going to order tickets for him for his birthday to go see this movie.
I'm more looking forward to Age of Ultron myself, but I'm not going to lie, I'm going to be there opening day like every other geek. With or without a bathrobe.
I'll make sure that I am off so I can go see it.
Also, we got a trailer released for Fantastic Four, being directed by Josh Trank.
I need to watch that.
After watching the brief teaser trailer, and it is only a teaser, all I can say is the Thing is naked.
No. Wait, who's playing the Thing?
I don't know. I'm not familiar with most of these actors. Mara, I forget the woman's first name, but something Mara. Rooney Mara's sister is the only one I'm familiar with, and that's because she was like hired immediately after she was done with House of Cards, where she played a big role there.
I need to watch it before the third season comes out.
Yeah, and on top of that, it's she's. I'm still haven't completely gotten over the fact that Johnny Storm is black, Susan Storm is white, and they're siblings. So I'm
Yeah.
anxious to get the explanation for that. And in the trailer, it looked like there was a guy who's their father who's black. So that's really going to require some explanation.
Hmm.
And just the thought going through my head constantly is if I was going to make just one member of the Fantastic Four black, I would have made it Reed Richards, with a close second being the Thing. So I don't know. I don't know how that's going to get explained.
I don't either, but I'm quite curious to see how this pans out.
If nothing else, I'm watching. Well, it's a comic book movie, so I'll be watching it for that no reason. I sat through Catwoman. I can get through this.
I actually did not torture myself with that movie.
I did. I will continue to have to fight off a need to bitch slap each and every person who claims it was bad because of Halle Berry. Every
Also,
time,
should that suit.
every time somebody says that's the reason the movie was bad, one, I wonder if they see the movie, and two, I'm wondering why they think it's an actor that has that much control over a film. It's a director's medium, and she's not the one designing the costume or saying where the camera goes or any of that, or writing the script, which all these things were just plain horrible.
Yeah, I mean, not all writers or geniuses are good at what they do. No, I understand that, but I haven't seen it. But I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's awesome. I haven't seen it, so I really can't say
Oh, you
anything.
can go ahead and say it's bad. Trust me, everything you heard about is true.
Okay.
It is
I'll
one of
take your word.
it is one of, if not the worst movie I've ever seen in my entire life.
Ooh, I've
And
seen some
remember,
really though.
I have a DVD collection I refer to as the film school because there's so many and all the special features put together. You don't need to go to film school after watching those. Moving on to news. Cowboy Ninja Viking is a go. And in a just and moral world, there would be an Oscar for Best Title, and it would already be reserved for that flick.
Wait, what? Say it again.
Cowboy Ninja Viking.
I just have to see it because of the name.
Yeah, it's based off of a graphic novel by A.J. Lieberman and drawn by Riley Rosmo. Will be directed by David Leitch and Chad Stahelski, who directed the soon-to-be-released on DVD this Tuesday, John Wick.
Hmm.
And they have confirmed that they have at least one actor who is firmly attached to it, Chris Pratt.
Of course he is.
This dude just keeps popping up.
Oh yeah.
It's like I played Star-Lord, I'm teaming up with Raptors, and now I'm going to be a guy called Cowboy Ninja Viking. His career is based off of every dream a 10-year-old boy ever had.
Yeah, I fully agree with that.
And he's making money off of it. It's great.
What bastard?
You know who looks like won't be making lots of money off of just making weird movies that their inner child has created?
Hmm.
The Wachowskis. As made evident when just a few days ago, they decided to do a special release of Jupiter Ascending before it's out in public theaters at Sundance. If you're thinking, what the fuck was a big budget Hollywood action sci-fi flick like Jupiter Ascending doing at Sundance, so are the people at Sundance. And pretty much it filled up about half a theater, and no one had much anything to say about it. Like, it looked interesting, but it was all visuals. It was kind of confusing. The story made no sense. And I think we're that much closer to people realizing what I figured out quite some time ago, which is that everything successful in the Wachowskis' career reeks of accidental genius.
I don't know. I keep seeing trailers for Jupiter Ascending, and I can't get over Tatum's super really heavy eyeliner that's like sparkly. It's getting to me. I can't do it. It just looks wrong.
It makes me want to create what I can only call as the Avatar Award, when you've gotten a huge budget, you've given us lots of pretty pictures, and you attach it to what just seems like the most cliched story you can possibly come up with.
Yeah.
It's literally the Sailor Moon plot when you get right down to it. Oh, you're a normal Earth girl. Turns out you're actually a princess for this whole alien species. Oh, and said alien species wants to take over and or destroy the Earth.
Of course.
I think in this case it's a combination of the two. It's something like killing everyone on Earth so they can use its resources and sell it to other planets or stuff. It's so stupid.
Yeah, I would agree.
It's like one of those anime movies where you watch it and no matter how pretty it is, it makes no bloody sense. Except in anime, they draw them first and then write them so that it makes sense that it makes no sense. The Wachowskis don't have that excuse.
Well, I know I'm not going to movie theaters to see that movie.
Why? Well, you can stay home and watch one of these releases on home video from your favorite TV shows. Such as Care Bears, Welcome to Care-a-Lot, Share Your Care. How'd you like that segue, by the way?
Hey, I like the Care Bears.
Yeah. How about Pound Puppies? Puppy Love is also coming out this Tuesday.
Are you serious? Oh my god. I remember when I got my first Pound Puppy, I was so happy.
You know, it's good you're getting nostalgic, because the third one on this list is The Wonder Years, Season 2.
Oh, jeez.
Because there's some parts of our childhood 2014 could never kill, no matter how hard it tried.
No, not at all.
And on television, we have casting news. For AKA Jessica Jones, the growing in popularity follow-up to Netflix's Daredevil series, joining Kristen Ritter, who's headlining, is Rachel Taylor, playing the character of Patsy Walker, AKA Hellcat, former Defender and Avenger. Not one of the more well-known ones, but fitting for this one, since she's also a PI in the Marvel Universe.
Nice.
But that's not what really got Twitter and everything all abuzz. As anyone who's read Alias, the comic book that's based off of, you can't really get away with doing Jessica Jones without including a supervillain who first appeared in the Stan Lee days of Daredevil, known as the Purple Man. His real name being Kilgrave, he's a guy who has purple skin and the ability to just make people do whatever he wants to by telling them to do it. And guess who they got to play this one? Former Doctor Who headliner, the man who played the 10th Doctor, David Tennant.
You just can't go anywhere without seeing something Doctor Who.
Hey, the world has spoken. What I'm loving about this is, so far, this is the second Doctor in a row, not in a row, but the second Doctor who has been who will be in a Marvel project. The first one being Christopher Eccleston, who played Malekith, the Dark Elf, in Thor: The Dark World, and now we have David Tennant playing the Purple Man. Meanwhile, Benedict Cumberbatch has been hired to play Doctor Strange. So far the pattern is, if you've played a good guy in Doctor Who, you'll be a villain in the Marvel Universe, and if you're on Sherlock, we'll make you a hero.
I still don't think Benedict's that cute or handsome or how these girls are freaking out over him. He's just not cute.
He's still absolutely perfect for Doctor Strange.
I do see that, and I'm kind of excited about that. So
it's Marvel. Marvel just makes me excited these days.
Marvel really cares about their fans.
Less exciting is DC, and as has been annoying lots of people, also less than exciting has been their series Gotham. But much like the second season of Walking Dead, we keep watching it because it could be a good series one day, maybe, hopefully. We're not sure if it'll be that much like Walking Dead in that sense, but we do know that the character of the Dollmaker, who was hinted earlier in the series, will be played by Combe Fior.
How do I know that name? That sounds familiar, though.
I know. I keep thinking the same thing. At first, thought it was Combe Meaney until I saw the picture, and then remembered Combe Meaney's last name is Meaney. I'm with you. No. It sounds familiar, but every time I look at a picture of the guy, I get nothing.
Huh.
So
it's just a good name.
Well, let's go back to Marvel, or more specifically, the company that owns Marvel, namely Disney.
Oh,
They have
Disney.
just announced that they're going to have their very first Latina princess. Elena of Avalor will be making her appearance on the really young kids network thing they have that I never watch because I don't have really young kids, called Sophia the First.
Oh, we actually sell a ton of Sophia the First stuff at Michael's.
I can imagine. We're living in a day and age where little girls are just hungry for role models, and we're half assing the fact that we're giving them some. We kind of are and aren't. It feels like.
They didn't. They. I mean, I'm already pissed off that they redid Strawberry Shortcake, they redid My Little Pony, and did in. Oh my God, what were the hell were they thinking when they did the Equestria Girls? Horse, like
Oh,
human girls?
the Equestria Girls. That was like the movie thing, wasn't it?
God, what the fuck? It's so bad. But I mean,
I like her My Little Pony's good.
Yeah, original My Little Pony and the
No, I mean the
new
new My
cartoon
Little
series.
Pony.
It's okay. I've seen a couple episodes. I have a lot of friends who cosplay as,
You are serious.
Fluttershy or
Yeah.
Ash, but it's not the same. They don't look the same. Plus, they have a derpy pony. Derp
Well,
pony? Come on.
I don't mind they don't look the same. Let's be honest. How many different versions of Transformers have I seen at this point?
That's
Still,
what.
I can't bash it. I haven't watched the show, but I do know there's lots of good character development, three-dimensional. It's good lessons for the little girls. We need to give little girls something other than one day you're going to grow up to be a housewife if you don't grow up to be a princess or a queen. Fortunately, Marvel's got Ms. Marvel.
My friend does an amazing cosplay of her, by the way.
Ms. Marvel or Captain Marvel?
Miss Marvel.
Okay, good. I love Kamala
Oh,
Khan.
it's so good.
She's probably my favorite new Marvel. She is my favorite new Marvel character. She's dangerously close to deposing Daredevil as my all-time favorite Marvel character.
Ooh.
Yeah,
That's
I'm really loving the series. Speaking of Marvel, Fox
Again?
has announced that they have plans to make a live-action X-Men series. No real details yet. They're just saying they're talking to Marvel about doing something with that.
Curious. Like, what time frame are they going to do? Like, what part
A
of
little too
X-Men?
early in that. They need to actually see if they can get the rights first.
Yeah. But I'm curious. That
Personally,
might.
I look at something like X-Men. The idea of doing an X-Men live-action movie to me is like an excellent way to blow a budget. Like almost every single character you have will require special effects. I mean, well, what about the guy with the claws? The one that always heals whenever he gets hurt? Yeah, he heals whenever he gets hurt. Oh. We need CG to do that in time for the deadlines, don't we? Yes, we do. Moving on to video games. Time's a wishing. Coming out this week, Pantheon, Criminal Girls Invite Only, Game of Thrones Episode 2, The Lost Lords, and coming out for everything that you like to pass off to your kids and an Xbox 360, SpongeBob Hero Pants.
Sorry, I have a neighborhood cat that is attacking me right now. She's like crawling all over me. Okay,
That's why people come to High Class Geek News. It's like
there's always.
you see me talking, they get a nice, handsome, charismatic guy with a dirty sense of humor. Then you start talking, and they get one of those first-person camera horror movies.
Ooh.
Except you are so far much, much more entertaining than almost every first-person camera horror movie ever made. And about 100 times less misogynistic than those stupid VHS films.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen the first two. Misogynistic is an understatement. I don't know what the people who make those movies are thinking. I'm surprised no one talks about them. We'll go on and on and on about a pretty shitty Marvel cover with Spider-Woman on it, say nothing about the insanely sexist but uber popular horror flick.
Hmm.
Oh well. That's another discussion. Let's see. Capcom has released a video revealing that one of the characters that will be available for Mortal Kombat X is Reptile.
That's really cool. I actually signed the petition today to get the lead singer from Gwar on there.
But I'd much rather see Weird Al Yankovic.
Oh God, yes.
I just want to know how he would kill people, what his fatalities would be. Friendship would be insanely obvious.
To be
I bet
one
he
with
could
an.
Huh?
There has to be some kind of kill with an accordion and something with his hair.
So that was what I was just thinking. He's got to be able to kill people with that accordion.
He's got to like your throat and then just start playing them, start doing the polka with them.
He could have like one of those like scorpion kinds of attacks. Get over here!
Oh my God, that would be amazing. I would totally play it more.
And like have him say each move so that when he attacks somebody with the hair, it'd be like, I whip my hair back and forth. I whip my hair back and forth.
I love Weird Al. Still one of the best concerts I've ever been to in my life.
I like also if they put something in the game so he's the one character you can't kill with a fatality because every character just loves him too much.
Oh my God, that would be so good. Oh, this should happen. Oh my God.
I should be making video games. I could do so much for the video game world.
I would totally play it.
Oh, that reminds me. As soon as my tax return gets in, I've got to buy Dying Light. I don't care if I don't have the time to play it. I got to buy it.
Dying amazing.
Oh, you have it?
I actually watched one of my favorite YouTubers play it, and it was really amazing.
Yeah, I'm like, more happens in the first 5 minutes of just like the video before the gameplay even happens than most happens in like most like movies, television shows, and things I see. It's amazing. So much story just in 5 minutes and wow.
Still want to play The Evil Within.
I might get into that at some point. Who knows?
Nice and bloody, like I like them.
Speaking of Evil Within, our first comic book suggestion is from DC.
Alright.
Superman number 38, finishing off the very first storyline between writer Jeff Johns and artist John Romita Jr. I'm still surprised by how well his art works with the Superman book. Ms. Marvel number 11, Kamala Khan comes up again. Avengers number 41, with a cover that looks suspiciously a lot like issue number 1 of Ultimates from about a decade ago.
Ooh.
Time is running out.
Something?
Miracle Man number 15, and as long as they're doing Miracle Man, he will be put on the suggestion list. Star Wars number 2, because that first issue was everything a Star Wars comic should be. Sorry.
I'll have to get hands on one for Jay.
I had a geekgasm. Well, you better get it quick. Those Star Wars comics, like the physical copies, are selling out everywhere.
Alright.
Mine's digital, so. The Unbeatable Squirrel Girl number 2. I'm just suggesting this one because it's always nice to have a comic that, as a guy who's called the Merd from Comic Geek Speak podcast puts it, he likes his comic sunny side up. If you like your comic sunny side up, The Unbeatable Squirrel Girl. Seriously, it's just a delight. Saga number 25, which is quite possibly, in my opinion, the best comic on the market right now. I got another friend of mine into it, let him borrow my hardcover. I was like, you got to read this. He got me come back. I'm like, how hooked are you? He's like, I am hooked. I hate the fact that I have to come to work instead of continue reading. And Velvet number 9 by Ed Brubaker and Steve Epting. I mentioned it once again. Another one is Ed Brubaker. I'll always suggest Ed Brubaker, and this is his What If Moneypenny was actually the greatest British spy ever and not James Bond. That's Velvet in a nutshell. Women in comics. Hey, speaking of women in comics, I got Marvel news. As we all know, March is Women's History Month, and Marvel is making it aware by having a Women of Marvel variants for all of their comic book covers. So expect to see lots of ladies on the cover of Marvel, who will probably not be in what is considered sexually explicit poses after a certain debacle last year. Sorry, Spider-Woman. We'll never let the Italians touch you again.
Oh my god. That picture, though.
You know, I still feel like it got a bunch of shit for being sexist. Didn't deserve, because I don't think it was that sexist. I think it was just mediocre art at best, and really didn't deserve as much attention as it got. Oh well.
You're ace.
Also,
Like that. Like, what do you expect?
I was kind of impressed with that cover that somebody actually thought to put Spider-Woman in a Spider-Man-like pose, because that almost never happens.
Yeah.
It was badly drawn, but it was something new. But anyway, before I start getting a bunch of people getting pissed off at me for even saying anything nice about that cover in any way, shape, or form at all, it has been announced that there will be a new miniseries. We said last week that the Marvel Universe is coming to an end when it has what's known as an incursion with the other universe that anyone cares about that reads Marvel Comics, the Ultimate Universe. And to bring this about will be a miniseries called Ultimate End, which will be the final official story for the Ultimate Universe, being written by the guys who started the Ultimate Universe way back in 2000 with Ultimate Spider-Man #1, writer Brian Michael Bendis and artist Mark Bagley. Bendis promises that you will definitely get closure for the universe with this miniseries.
Okay.
I think you will definitely get talking heads because it's Brian Michael Bendis. Oh, we love the guy. I'm a fan. Eventually get around to reading his X-Men books. Going back to DC, on the other hand, are you a Batman fan?
I used to be a really big Batman fan. Hence the word used to be.
No, this is the comic book one, the one that's not played by Ben Affleck.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many good books. I mean, you know, yeah, Frank Miller. I mean, there's a lot that I like, but
Let's be specific. Pre-crazy Frank Miller.
ooh,
We must not forget the Dark Knight Strikes Again, our all-star Batman.
yeah.
Or,
Wait,
well, we could try to.
I've always liked Batman. I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, the movies I'm a little scared with Affleck, but comic-wise, I haven't been let down in the ones that I have read. Put it that way.
Well, for the last few years, even before New 52, the actual title of Batman has been written by Scott Snyder. When New 52 started, he was teamed up with former Spawn artist Greg Capullo, and they are now in the process of a storyline currently going called Endgame, which I've been reading, is fantastic, and is arguably the Joker at his scariest, as he's pretty much attacking all of Gotham, because he's now actually angry at Batman. And basically put, he revealed that this was all part of a plan to start a story that started with the 75th anniversary of Batman, and by the end of it, it will be the 75th anniversary of Joker. The character has been around for that long.
Gotta love the Joker.
Yep. And in an interview with Comic Book Resources, he kind of teased a little that maybe, just maybe, we're going to get the actual definitive origin, for at least the New 52 version, of the Joker. We'll see.
I'm curious. We'll see how that happens.
Based on what the last issue is, it might be that he's actually like some kind of immortal being who's always been around, but we'll see. Hopefully that's not the case. Pixie?
Yes.
It's that time again.
No.
It's time for the obituaries.
No.
This week, we lost TV and radio personality Joe Franklin at the age of 88 to prostate cancer.
Mm-hmm.
He holds the Guinness Book of World Records for the longest. Guinness Book of World Records. He holds the Guinness World Record for the longest running radio talk show program ever. He was on TV with the Joe Franklin Show, which was known for having lots of then unknown actors who became big stars, people like Woody Allen, Barbra Streisand.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's now in that. He's in that synagogue in the sky now. Also, we lost at the age of 82, Geraldine McEwen, who had been hospitalized after a while after having a stroke. She is probably best known to other geeks as Miss Marple. She's been known for solving mysteries.
Mm-hmm.
You will be missed. And as always, we're happy to reach the end of this segment so we can get happy with some science!
Yes! Okay.
Now, as we know, there's no way we're getting viewers this right now as we're actually, like, doing this live because the Super Bowl is happening. Yeah, I'm rooting for the Seahawks due to the Chris Evans, Chris Pratt bet. But, you know, that means I'm interested in the final score, not the game. I'm sure in a couple of days I'll watch the commercials.
I don't like either team, but I just really want to see Tom Brady lose and cry.
Well, up to this point, there's been a big thing with the Patriots, what's become known as Deflategate.
God.
Involving how a bunch of footballs at one of their games just wound up getting kind of flat.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was claimed that the reason for this was because of atmospheric pressure, something about too much PSI on the ball. It's turned to an example of why sports coaches probably shouldn't try to do science, as it was Bill Nye, the science guy himself, who came out and called bullshit on that. And explained why.
No.
Yes, folks. There are geeks who watch football. And if you ever try that kind of bullshit, we will be there. We will be there.
Oh.
Speaking of things that are scary and have big mouths, NASA has released a photo of a nebula they found called Mouth of the Beast in beautiful, gorgeous HD. We love nebulas. And not just the ones that are played by Doctor Who companions with shaved heads and painted blue for Guardians of the Galaxy. You're hot, Karen Gillan. I'm just saying. Speaking of other things we found a planet with what can only be described as super rings. As we all know, there's rings around Saturn, a lot of them coming off of this one moon. It's just like the dust and dirt and debris all coming off of it. Well, we found another planet with one that's 40 times that size. Rings bigger than the space between Earth and the Sun.
Fuck.
And just like with Saturn, most of it is coming from a single moon. A single sort of...
Huh.
Yeah, it's something. You should have you seen the picture?
No, I'll look at it after this, but holy shit, that's big.
Yeah, it's like a itty bitty 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 ball, huge fucking ring.
Yeah.
I guess God decided he liked it. He loved it and wanted to put a ring on it. Anyway. Speaking of which, Florida may be getting an invasion of genetically modified mosquitoes.
Yeah, that's what we need.
Well, a bunch of British scientists are actually sort of petitioning to allow them to do that to handle, it was something of an ecological disaster. I think actually it's to fight off a disease. So these mosquitoes aren't bad mosquitoes. They're mosquitoes on the side of the angels. Hero mosquitoes. Maceros.
Why I still see something in our future saying that this mosquito thing goes horribly wrong. And yeah,
It's still the 50s movie. And
Mosquitoes.
oh, mosquitoes. I don't know. Maybe you'll get bit by one and turn into a superhero. I'm a mosquito girl. Yay!
Oh, no, no, no.
And finally, a 200-year-old Mongolian monk's corpse was found, perfectly preserved in the lotus position.
Yeah, the pictures were pretty. I mean, it's weird to see a mummified body, but it was like incredible, like how his legs were crossed and everything like that. That was pretty cool.
He holds the world record for longest and most badass meditation.
Mm.
Hey, when we reach Nirvana, we do a hardcore here in Mongolia.
Well, the rigor mortis help.
Oh, there's a really bad joke there. Time to move on to miscellaneous, our final subject for the evening as always. I hope you're not too much of a fan of Cadbury cream eggs, or at least if you are, you're more of a fan of American-produced chocolate, as Great Britain is no longer allowed to have their chocolates imported here in America.
It was mostly Cadbury chocolates.
Yeah, it's mostly, but it's also anything that like is made by other companies like Hershey and all that, which is made in factories and things in Great Britain that come here. So if you were in like one of those like shops that like to sell foreign foods, you can't get a Kit Kat bar or Hershey's bar, anything that was made in chocolate and that it was made and packaged in Great Britain either.
So deny us the good stuff and give us the crap.
Yep.
Thanks, America.
Because some chocolate company that was already making more than enough money decided they weren't making enough money and now don't want and feel the best way to do that is to deprive the people of what they want.
Mm. I can't even eat those Cadbury cream eggs anymore. It's just, I take one bite and my teeth just like want to jump out of my mouth and run away.
You can save yourself a lot of trouble just by taking a spoon, putting it into like a thing of sugar, and just eating that. It's pretty much the same thing.
I did like the caramel ones though. The caramel ones are better than the cream ones.
I do like caramel.
Really
This next bit, I pointed it out on the message board. This actually isn't really a geek thing, but it's so fucking awesome. I can't not bring it up. I can't not talk about it. Rapper J. Cole is taking his old childhood home and is allowing single moms to live there rent-free.
Wow. That is really fucking cool.
Yeah. And this is, just check this out. It's in North Carolina. If ever there's a state that can use it, it's North Carolina, because we've recently passed some laws that kind of say if you're a single mom, we're fucking you a little bit.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that was attached to Amendment 1 when it got passed a bit back. Everybody thought it was only about gay marriage. No, there was other stuff attached to it too. So it's the downsides of living in a state that thinks the world entirely is a better place if you have that 1950s idea of a family. You're right, farting phone. It is bullshit.
So good.
But hey, that's not the only good thing coming to North Carolina. Google Fiber, which has been announced will be in both the Raleigh-Durham area and Charlotte, as well as Nashville and Atlanta.
What benefits you? You're close to it. I mean, I could be there in like an hour and a half. But...
Hey, I like having guests. Sadly, my last guest woke up Jacob, and he pointed out how thin the walls are, but that's another story altogether. Sorry, Jacob.
There'll be shenanigans soon. I foresee it in our future.
Shenanigans.
Gotta love them, man. Gotta love them.
Hey, what's that Irish restaurant you like to eat at? Oh, you mean shenanigans? No. Oh, can't wait for Super Troopers 2. Speaking of things people have been waiting for to come about, Microsoft has finally released its Office application used for calendars and mail for mobile devices. So if you have an iOS or an Android and you're actually paying Microsoft the extra money for their Microsoft Office stuff, that is now available to you on like your iPad and your Kindles and all that other fun stuff. So go with that. And all I'm thinking about with Microsoft is I can't send people using the Trelby software. I can't send them Trelby files to a Mac. So I have a PC. I like my devices that can work with other devices.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Speaking of something that works with other devices, Gorillas! No, not the animals, the band. Using his Instagram account, the artist for Gorillas released some new images helping to confirm the fact that, yes, we are getting some more Gorillas soon. I love Gorillas.
Drop the phone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, totally dropped.
Got the new shoes on.
Hey.
Ever since Dirty Harry, I've loved them. Well, actually, no, the song was Clint Eastwood, not Dirty Harry. Still, that song. I'm happy and I'm feeling sad. I got sunshine in a bag. I'm useless, but not for long. The future keeps going on, keeps going on, keeps.
I like the Gorillas. Every time I hear them, I turn it up.
You know, considering how often I find myself singing on this show, I almost feel like we should be releasing some kind of Evan's Greatest Hits album. And of course, that wonderful classic, You got what I need. But you say I'm just a friend. But you say I'm just a friend. Oh, baby, you got what I need. But you say I'm just a friend. But you say I'm just a friend.
Oh, goodness.
Time to go. No. Whoa. Okay.
I heard that.
I confuse it with that one guy's attempt to do that R&B song. Yeah, I stole a song, which goes perfectly with our final segment for the evening. Pirate Bay is back. For being offline for 2 months somehow. Don't know if they have eluded the law. Don't know if they found a way around the law, but we got Pirate Bay again. Of course, for obvious reasons, I will not encourage you to use Pirate Bay. And I can quite honestly say that I don't use Pirate Bay.
I never have.
Yeah. But I know people who will be very happy with that. I will not list names.
I do too.
But yeah, if you're into that sort of thing, it's back, it's available to you. And somewhere out there is somebody who hates us for pointing that out on the show, but news is news. We just report, damn it. And quite frankly, we're probably one of the best news shows out there because we're not the ones just trying to scare your ass. Also, Ted Turner has nothing to do with this.
Nope.
And that wraps it up for this week. Pixie, thank you for making it out tonight. We've had some trouble getting the others.
It happens.
See, it's annoying when you don't have your husband around, because now I can't create random laughter just by saying Uranus.
I'm sorry, it makes me laugh too, but
Okay,
no, the poor
back.
word.
When you marry somebody, yeah. Sorry, I keep interrupting you. I'm so rude.
Oh, ow!
Yeah.
Cat just on the foot.
Well, thank you for
Ow.
proving that when you marry somebody, you decide not just to share their life, their bed, but also their sense of humor. Apparently,
It's kind of important. It helped a lot.
yeah, it's like that one scene from that one episode of friggin' Family Guy, Duty. Anyway. This has been High Class Geek News. My co-host has been Pixie. I'm your friendly neighborhood geekazoid, Evan Ransom. Look out for Grand Guignol, La Sonde de la Macabre. We do have a Facebook page up. Go ahead and like it. Get ready. May 26th. S1 will be releasing the first episode, already more than halfway recorded. Okay, edit the hell out of this thing. As mentioned earlier, if you would like to be a part of the Girls Talking Nerdy podcast, all you have to do is go to girlstalkingnerdy.com or girlstalkingnerdy@gmail.com or admin@girlstalkingnerdy.com. For just an email there. We'll see if we can get you involved. If you're up to it, you'll be talking to Madison, who has been the #1 champion since I first mentioned the idea to her for Girls Talking Nerdy, and I am so proud of her and so proud that we're finally doing something. It is a place where the geek girls can just be geek girls. I'm proud I can make that happen in my small extent of a way. And by small extent, I mean I came up with the idea, I gave them the name, and now I'm keeping my fucking hands off of the damn thing. It's for the girls. Let's hear it for the girls!
Oh, yeah.
Let's give the girls a hand! Yep, I reappropriated that song. Hey,
Yes, you did.
if the movies can reappropriate Ghostbusters from the 80s, I can reappropriate their pop songs.